Hi, everyone, and welcome to part 2 of how to use Mendeley. I hope that you have watched part 1. It's going to make a lot of sense. It's very important for this. So if you haven't, please go back to the playlist, locate part 1 of this. Today, we are going to talk about how to make your reference list, how to do in-text citation, how to import relevant material, and everything that we're going to do today is pegged on the 7th edition of the American Psychological Association style of referencing and citation. This is what is generally accepted at USIU Africa. And I hope that whenever your lecturer is going to change, they're going to give you a disclaimer. Also, note that Mendeley will allow you to work with APA, MLA, Chicago, Harvard, and IEEE, literally any citation style that you need to work with. So today I'm going to pick it from what we have left last time. I am going to get Microsoft Word and assume that you are working on a paper. Remember, you need to be on the references tab. This is after making sure, for example, that your style is up to date. APA 7th edition allows you to work with very many styles, not only limiting you to Times New Roman. Now you can use Calibri, you can use Cobel, you can use many other citations. Get the 7th edition from the library and know how to do that. For the sake of those of us who, are brought up with Times New Roman, still that works. So make sure your setting is up to speed. You'll deal with the rulers and the alignments, the left indentions later. But today I'm just going to work on the in-text citation and how to build your bibliography. I'm going to open Mendeley and remind you that we have some citations brought in. This music therapy and interactive musical media in the future was a paper that we synchronized from the web. And this paper on recurring similarity, the meaning of musical objects in music, is a paper that we downloaded the PDF from Taylor and Francis and uploaded it to a folder which we had created called Musical Therapy. You might be also working with a physical book that is not found in the internet. And I'm just going to show you how you're going to bring that into Mendeley, because it's a commonly occurring challenge. So what you need to do is come here and say you're going to add on the top. Sorry, not that. Let me just bring this a little bit down. For you to see the top side. Yes, so if you're having to work with a physical book, all you need to do is come to File and add entry manually. Pick the type of material you're working with. Let's say you're working with a book. I'm going to just create, for the purpose of demonstration, a book here. We are going to quote unquote publish our own book. So the title of this book is Teach Me How to Cite. And the authors of this book, Mendeley is telling you to put in the last name, comma, the first name. So I am going to simulate my name. Let's say Wanjala, comma, Charles. The year that this book was published is that. The pages the book has is 234. The most important thing is the city where the book was published. When you're doing this, let's put Nairobi. Assuming the book is a 3rd edition and the editors doesn't have one, publishers, let me just say home publishers. And that's about it. So when I save that, you notice that Mendeley has brought in that as a citation, and you can manipulate the details on the right side menu. It was very important for me to mention that because, as I say, frequently asked questions, how do I cite a physical book if I'm using Mendeley to do my assignment? So now we're going back to Microsoft Word and say that this is the first paragraph that you want to cite. So you have written that paragraph, you've come to the end of it. You have read, understood the original idea, and you want to contribute an author's effort to your work. You want to say that this paragraph that I want to cite was not my original work. it was written by this guy. I read his work, I understood it, and I just want to give him credit. That is how you avoid plagiarism. So I'm going to come to References tab of Microsoft Word, insert citation. And when I do that, Mendeley is going to give me a pop-up where I'm going to say, go to Mendeley. I get to Mendeley and I am supposed to now pick a paper that I know I read, I understood, and I want to give credit. So I'm going to pick this, Wanjala Charles, Teach Me How to Cite, as the book I'm working with. And I'm going to click on Cite. So immediately after picking the paper that I want to work with, I'm going to click on Cite. And that is going to format the citation for me in Microsoft Word. It is Mendeley that is taking me back to Microsoft Word. I am not doing any other thing. So again, I am going to get another paragraph that has been cited from the book by Charles. So what I'm going to do at this point, again, I'm going to just do another simulation. Let's say, for example, you wanted to start this by what we call a narrative citation, where you are giving the author part of the narrative. And so I'm going to come to the beginning of this paragraph and insert the citation. Again, go to Mendeley, pick it from Wanjala and say cite that. So as the citation gets formatted, I want to show you that you can come here, remove the bracket from Wanjala for this to be a narrative citation, put it on 2021, for example, that. And so say Wanjala 2021. And once I click out of that, I'm going to be asked, do you want to keep the manual edit or are you going to undo it? Because I have manually manipulated the brackets to only go to 2021. So I'm going to keep the manual edit. And so I'm saying Wanjala 2021 proposes that when you are doing a narrative citation, you need to get the brackets. So that is just an example. So here we have a citation that has come at the end of the document, of the paragraph which you're citing, I'm sorry. And here you are having a citation that has come at the beginning of the paragraph as a narrative citation. I'm going to get to another place, enter to a new space and show you how you can do a direct quotation. Remember, according to the 7th edition, any direct quotation needs to be less than 40 words. And this should be where you want to not change. Maybe it's a direct theory or an introduction or a definition that you really don't want to write in your own words. So again, how do we do this? References, insert citation. At this point, you can search by author if you are familiar. There are those papers which you know the author. So if you just put in the author at this point, for example, Wanjala, it's going to bring you that book. However, if you're not so sure of the author, you can just go to Mendeley. Let's say now we want to pick this work by Monica. Double click on it. You have read it and there's a part. I'm just going to pick a different part and just show you that data collection began in April. That's not a good place to cite. Let's say most adolescents with structural disorders come from psychological situations with early attachment, this. So I want to cite that. I'm going to pick that as a direct quotation, right click and copy. After that, I'm going to click on cite. And this is going to bring me back to Microsoft Word, give me the citation. Therefore, I'm going to paste whatever it is that was said, do some very basic editing. And for a direct quotation as this, APA recommends that you have your quotation marks at the beginning and the end of your citation, like so. Another thing is you need to put in a page number. So I'm going to go back to Mendeley and see that this was borrowed from page 109. Therefore, it is imperative that in the parentheses, I put P109 to denote page 109 as a direct quotation. When I do that, remember to keep your manual edit because this is now a simulation of you having to keep your edits. Don't undo, you'll lose the page 109 for this case. I am going to enter into a new space and just assume that now you have gotten the concept of how to bring in documents from Mendeley, from Microsoft Edge if you're using a web importer, and therefore transfer the same from the Mendeley desktop app into Microsoft Word. So we are moving from the Mendeley My Library, and by using the site journey that starts from Microsoft Word, getting the documents over here. So I'm going to go to the end of my work. I'm assuming now my assignment is complete. I get to a new page. You'll have to manually type out the word references. And after you do that, this is then how you insert your bibliography list. You just come here to insert bibliography, and there you go. You have your bibliography list. Remember, we cited Wanjala and Smetana. And according to the style, which is APA 7th edition, this is how your reference list should look like. But adventure, you have forgotten to do one more citation. And at the end of the work, you just come and say, let's say you had a paragraph where I forgot to put in one more important citation. 2 days before handing in your paper, you say, I think I found another paper that is relevant to my assignment. And so the work by Karete, click on that, insert. So the moment the citation is formatted in your text, in text citation, you should see that your bibliography list has been updated to accommodate the recent addition. And if, for example, you need to change this, before handing in, peradventure you worked with APA and maybe you're changing now to IEEE style of citation. Just by clicking on the style, you're going to be able to change your reference list to a relevant kind of citation style. This, however, I should give a disclaimer. For example, if I'm changing this to MLA, Modern Language Association, you'll see that your referencing style is going to change, but in the text, the citations which you had manually manipulated, for example, Smetana, and remember also here, I was manipulating Wanjala 2021. These ones won't be able to change. But you realize that the Wanjala and the Stenside citations that I did not manually manipulate are remaining the same. So if you're changing this to APA, APA is the one that gives you author, comma, date, which is now the year of publication. You'll see that the ones that are changing are the ones that were not manually manipulated. That is very important for you to know, that much as you can change the style of citation by the click of a button, for any citation that you manually edited, you cannot have the chance to manipulate that. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that is how you use Mendeley. This tutorial is just a substitute of what you can get on the internet. You can learn this on your own. You can make your own kind of tutorials. Also, you can teach your friends. You can have this practiced so that when you're getting your assignments up and ready, you don't have any issues at all dealing with referencing and citation. As always, remember to send us an email on askalibrarian@usiu.ac.ke in case you're encountering any challenges. We shall be able to get back to you. You can also chat with us on WhatsApp. Our number is +254 782 620 858. And you can also do a live chat with a librarian on library.usiu.ac.ke. There is a widget there, the chat widget, live chat, ask a librarian. Get to us, drop in your question. We shall be sure to get back to you. And I hope that you are going to have a wonderful day. Till later, bye for now.